Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ali here, a channel where we have some casual conversations about sex, relationships, and other fun stuff. So, recently I just watched the new documentary on Netflix called Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Scandals. And if you're wondering what Ashley Madison is, just like I was, because I was a little bit out of the loop, it is a dating website for married people. And their slogan is, "Life is short, have an affair." So the documentary talks about the rise and fall of this Canadian company, and as you can imagine, it was a little controversial for a lot of people. It received a lot of heat, and it also made a lot of money, like millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. It was just throwing up money everywhere. It was an international site. It was crazy. But obviously, a lot of people had a lot of problems with it. So one day,
we got hacked. It was chaos.
A hacker called the Impact team decided to invade their systems and blackmail them and say, if you don't shut down your website in 30 days, we will leak all of your client data to the world, including all your internal documents. That was kind of a big deal back then, and it sort of still is because the hacker team never got caught. Who knows if it was an actual team? It could have been just an angry spouse in their basement. We don't know. What ended up happening was Ashley Madison did not shut down the website. The Impact team followed through with their word and leaked all the data all over the world, exposing politicians and celebrities. Even people ended their own life because of this data breach. Pretty crazy. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because they follow the story of a couple and their experience and how the website had affected their life in this documentary as well. If I didn't see this documentary, I wouldn't have known about this couple. It follows the story of Sam, a small town American boy, and his little cute wife, Nia, this very wholesome Christian family living in small town America with their dogs and their kids and their white picket fence and all that stuff. And this guy, Sam, tells a story about even though he had a full life, beautiful, loving, Christian, loyal wife and his beautiful kids and so on, there was still a big gaping hole inside of him that he needed to fill. He was looking for some excitement, some passion. Basically, he just wanted to get laid. He found this website and felt like it was the answer to all of his problems. He was talking about how surprised that he was about how great he felt for the validation and the attention that he was getting from all of these women, and it felt really great. And even though he felt really bad lying to his wife, he was never planning on telling her, and he was going to carry the secret to his grave. And then one day, when YouTube was still a pretty open platform, not that many people were using it yet, there are not by far as many content creators as they are now, they decided to make a little cute family, wholesome Christian video of them singing in the car to Frozen with their daughter, and the video went viral, went crazy, crazy, crazy. So with the amount of attention that this little family got from that one video, they decided to start family vlogging and uphold the whole image of the wholesome Christian, we're with the Lord family kind of thing. And they became really popular and started making a lot of money. Now, he claimed that after this stuff went viral on YouTube, he stopped Ashley Madison because he felt like he was getting all of the validation and the attention that he wanted from YouTube, so there was no need for the website anymore. Then the whole data breach thing happened a little while after that. And when he found out that the Impact team had gotten a hold of Ashley Madison and were threatening to leak information, he was obviously freaking out and hoping that his name was not going to get leaked so he did not have to tell his wife. But it did. And he found out through a few tweets of his name. So obviously he was shitting himself and said, "Oh man, I gotta tell my wife now what I did." He told her. He said he went on the website out of curiosity and he apologizes for it and he never did anything. That was a lie. And obviously she was upset, but she decided to forgive him.
The account was open out of pure fleshly desires and just sinful curiosity. I need to be clear that I've never met with a single person face to face through that website, and that I never had an affair with anybody ever while I've been married with Nia. This was brought to my wife's attention. She has forgiven me for this mistake that I made. I've sought forgiveness to God, and He's forgiven me. So I've been completely cleansed of this sin.
And she also prided in the fact that she was the best wife ever, because even though he had just admitted that, she still decided to sleep with him and be intimate with him, and she doesn't know any other wife that would do that, because a good Christian wife forgives your husband for whatever indiscretions, and you just go on with your pretty little life and whatever. Then obviously their fan base was curious, asking questions like, what's going on? Is this true? And so on and so on. And they seemed to be way more concerned about their reputation and not so much about their marriage and the fact that there was this big break in breach of trust. So they made a statement video, and he went on to say that there's these allegations of him about using this website, and they are true, and he never met anybody on there, and he never did anything. He was just on there for curiosity, and his wife has forgiven him, and the Lord has forgiven him, and that's what Christianity is all about, is forgiveness, and so on and so on and so on. And that was that. Then they continued living their little wholesome Christian life and vlogging about all their cute little family activities. Then a little while down the line, the wife started getting some messages from friends and family saying, Sam needs to tell you the truth, ask him, and so on. And obviously she was curious, so she asked him, what is this all about? And he's shitting himself, and he says, oh man, I got caught. Then he goes on to tell her that he's actually been cheating on her for years. So he lied to her, and he's been cheating on her for years. And it wasn't just on Ashley Madison, whom he met many women on there and had a lot of emotional affairs. He was also paying sex workers. He was going to strip clubs, paying prostitutes, going to massage parlors. He even hit on their friends. And when their friends kind of turned them down, those friends stopped being friends with that couple. They're just like, you guys are weird. She was obviously very surprised and very upset, but she decided to forgive him, because that's what good Christians do, is forgive. And now like they're coming out with this documentary, and they've just wrote a book about what really happened, and you know, to each their own. I know they got a family to feed, and this is their job, so they gotta like uphold their reputation online and so on. But man, and what's also crazy, aside from what's in this documentary, because obviously I went down the rabbit hole with this couple on YouTube, and I didn't realize there's a lot of other controversy about them on the internet as well. But before the documentary was released, maybe about a year ago, they posted a video of a private, intimate conversation they had in the car, where he asked her if he wanted her to keep the cameras rolling because he had to tell her something, and if she was okay with that, and she said yeah, it was fine. And he made it sound like he had a huge confession to make. And this was before the documentary came out, but I guess after she had already found out about everything in real time. And that he went on a trip, and he started talking about a woman that he saw online, and like building up to this story. And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna tell her he cheated on her again, and like, what is she gonna do? And then he goes on to say something like, you know, the woman's really looking at me in a flirtatious way, and I went back to the elevator and I waved at her, and like, that's all. And she was like, why are you even telling me this? Like, you made it sound like you went to dinner with her or something. And he's like, well, I really want to be honest. I don't want to keep you in the dark. Like, it's such a weird video. And me telling you right now, I can't really convey it. You should go watch it if you want to waste your time doing that. But it's just so weird. So weird. And the way that they talk about the Lord and being honest with your spouse, and so on and so on and so on. All of this got me thinking about the hypocrisy surrounding like Christian sex guilt and all that stuff. When you have people like this walking around, engaging in questionable behavior, cheating, lying to their spouse, and you know, not planning on telling them, by the way. It's not like this guy had planned to confess. He said many times that he was planning on taking this to his grave with him. And then just all of a sudden getting caught and being like, oh, I'm sorry for what I did. And everyone's like, I forgive you. The Lord forgives you. Everyone forgives you. Like, how does that work? How? I didn't grow up in a very religious family. I'm also from Canada. I don't know if this is just an American thing or it's a North American thing, and there are like very Christian folks in Canada as well. There probably are, but I'm just like, I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know. It's very odd to me. Then you have people that wear their sex on their sleeve and are very kind, respectful, like decent, or trying to be as decent human beings as they can, who get so shamed for this stuff, but like they get away with it. Like, what's the deal with that? I know there's a lot of history behind there and everything, but I mean, we're in 2024, like, Is this still a thing? Come on. They actually showed a couple in the documentary, which I felt was the most real. And they are very happily, from what it seemed, married couple. And they both enjoy different sexual things. So the woman likes to dominate men and her husband doesn't like to be dominated. So she goes and dominates men and he is on that website, Ashley Madison, looking for some lovin'. And then they come back to each other in their beautiful home and making cookies, sitting around the table, being all cute and affectionate and just enjoying life. There's no shame in that. There's so much shame in what the other guy did. Like, where's the difference there? There's a whole group of people that are gonna shame the couple who are open and honest and live a very full, trusting, respectful marriage, but then like not shame the liars and the cheaters. Anyways, I really didn't know how bad or controversial the whole like Christianity and sex thing was until I started innocently posting videos on YouTube about my own, sexual journey and experiences that I feel are very relatable, which don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people on my platform that do relate to this content quite a bit. But I was just really surprised at the Jesus-loving Christian community that is also watching my stuff and just shaming me left and right. I mean, I've gotten used to it by now, but I don't know, it was just a shock to me again, because I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up with that surrounding, with that kind of community. I grew up in a very open-minded social circle. Yes, granted, my parents can be traditional in some ways sometimes, but nowhere near the extreme of what this Christianity imposes on the world, especially when it comes to sex. And FYI people, I know it may seem that my life revolves around sex given the content that I post online. And even if it did, who cares, whatever. But even though I place a very high value on sexual health and wellness, it actually plays a really small part in my life compared to other things like maintaining a healthy lifestyle, eating well, movement, connecting with nature, fostering good, healthy relationships with people, enjoying my passions, my hobbies, and just trying to be the best effing person that I can be for myself and for other people. And someone who likes to have a little freaky journey here and there doesn't make them the devil, my friend. Let me remind you of that. Anyways, friends, this video is just a little bit of a rant. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this and if it makes any sense, but I guess I'm just opening the discussion. If you want to drop some comments below, I'd really appreciate it, because I really just don't understand the whole sex Christianity thing. It's, I don't know, it's mind-boggling. But you know what? It's okay. Like, that's not my world, and that's fine. That's it. But if you want to check out the documentary, please do. It's a good short watch. It's not too long. Just make sure you don't get trapped down the YouTube rabbit hole after following these people's stories. So anyways, friends, as usual, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to support me as a creator and support this channel, you can do so by checking out my Patreon. You can click on the link below this video to check it out. And if you're currently a subscriber, I just want to say, je vous aime. Thank you so much. And I love all my YouTube subscribers too. If you're not currently one, you can do one by clicking on the subscription button below. And that is all.